if you want to get in touch. We're going to do many big tournaments for Company of Heroes, and we promise not to speak about masturbation if you sponsor us. So, yeah, make sure you get in touch. Anyway, here's GCS3.
It's GCS3.
Hello there. Do you like Gibber? Do you like Jabber? Do you like Jobber? Well, I've got all three. He comes from the Netherlands, and he's playing as the Soviets from South Mill Road, and he's up against a very, very familiar player, isn't he, my co-caster for the day, Findeed?
He is. He's up against Helping Hands, the one and only, the 4v4 god, who used to be one of the best 1v1 players in the game ever, and now he's here trying to bring that that dream back.
Oh, yeah, he used to call it the 1v1 tournament dream, and he kind of lived it. And then he decided to get into more team games because easier content to make. He wanted to help out people, by clicking where they need to go and what they need to do. So it's amazing when he wins these 4v4s and he carries 3 people to a titanic victory. But it's a very kind of streamlined way of playing Company of Heroes, Findy. It's nothing like 1v1 at a high level, is it?
Exactly, and in the 4v4s that he's been playing lately, you've got one area that you need to really focus on. But despite that sort of way of playing, he maintains a really good map awareness and helps, as you say, helps all the other people know what's going on. So he's clearly retained that ability to follow multiple things going on. And it might have actually been enhanced by his 4v4 play because you've got 4 times as many units on the field.
Yes, and his micros never dwindle. His small movements, his quickness, his fleetness of foot. In this case, good preservation of awareness there, using the Grenadiers to spot for the MG, forcing that conscript away. And yeah, it's really helped him. But recently, he came back to the 1v1 scene. He really struggled with his psychology, but he seems to have ironed it out now. He had a good, juicy aggression profile yesterday. He was able to push when he needed to. Gibber, on the other hand, Finn, talk about Gibber and how he's improved in the last year or so.
Yeah, well, Jibber's been around for a really, really long time, but I think something clicked in his brain and he thought, well, now it's time to get good. And so he's been trying, he's been practicing a lot, he's been trying out different strategies, he's been learning from all the best players there are, analysing replays, and he's now got to this stage where he's definitely, I think, a contender to win this if he plays his cards right.
Yeah, getting through Love Nest would be an improvement. But we've got the gameplay now is beginning to heat up. We've got gunfire and multiple sectors as the combat engineers fade away on a soft retreat. Nice use of the Helping Hands' own casting shed there to spot for the MG. And he's trying to get a flank off. Helping Hands fades away himself, trying to reposition the MG. He's got the Gren in to help out, but this could be a flamethrower, possibly. No, he's only got 51 munitions. He may linger on the edge of the edge of the sector there, hoping to tech up to a flamethrower soon. That's very good by Gibber.
Yeah, I think he's wary of this MG as well, which he wasn't quite able to force off the map. Good preservation there. Keeping this MG on the field prevented Gibber from being able to take his cutoff, which would have been a pretty brutal early game.
Oh, dude, there's something about GCS. I feel like we're watching high-level StarCraft play, like the Global League or whatever the hell it's called. Everything just seems more important because these guys are going to be live in 2 weeks' time. It actually feels living and breathing like we're with them almost. I'm not trying to big it up, but I have a real sense of genuine hype in the pit of my stomach for the first time in a long time.
Yeah, definitely. And these players are definitely... I mean, I've been around for a long time now, and I think we've got some of the best players ever, or some of the best play ever. You see all these fine margins being considered and all these players taking this into account. Fantastic stuff.
Certainly is. Back in the South Grens. Now we're up against the flamethrower. It's finally on the field. Wasn't quite when Gibber wanted it to be, but he was timing that. Meanwhile, 2 Grens advance on very low health conscripts here. Also making use of the shed there. Jump in. The MG's on low health himself. And there could be a flank coming in. These Grens have got a spot for this, and Hans needs to be aware of the low health on his MG. But to be honest, really small margins are occurring all over the place, but this could be big, Finn. This high health conscript coming in from the south.
Yeah, actually, I mean, if Hans had left his MG there, he had a chance of catching it, but he's moved it in hope of being able to prevent it from coming in further. No, just a straight retreat. It's not a
Yeah,
good early game, actually, for Hans.
no, now it's not. I mean, it was fine up until that moment. It's fine margins. But now he's had to full retreat. He's getting the bunker down. He has 60 munitions. But he's lost the fuel and he's lost control.
Yeah, shout out to Jibber, though, getting the health crates in the north. Great use of map knowledge there.
And he double healed as well.
He's on the ball.
Certainly is. That was really... And one thing that was amazing from Jibber today was his professionalism in the chat. We showed it for the Twitch stream. A little bit of a long intro into this one, so I won't put that on YouTube. But Jibber was like, he knew all the rules. He knew exactly what coin tosses to do, and he guided Hans through the veto process in record time. And it's the small things that's like somehow professional and soothing, shows that he's a well-oiled machine.
Yeah, it's actually one of the reasons I think I back Jibber so much, actually, is because he's putting the work in. He's putting the work in to learn the best practices, to make sure that he's doing this stuff actually in game. He's not just playing because he wants to play, as much as that sounds weird. He's playing because he wants to win, and he's practicing for that end.
Yeah, and it's like no stone unturned. It almost felt in some of his Master League games earlier this year like he was just trying to find what works for him, and he's not too phased if he doesn't win now. He just wants to win at some point, and that means he may become a bit of a monster over time.
Yeah, exactly. And yeah, I think this might be his tournament. I'd say it, but I'm not to jinx him. But
well, there you go. It could be the next talisman. He came by storm and took the GCS2 crown. There's a mighty trophy. I know there's $1,000 for the winner of this event, but the trophy, something that'll last you a lifetime. You know what I mean?
Exactly. I mean, I've got no trophies on my shelf, and it's embarrassing when I get on a Teams call and I've got nothing to show off.
Just make something, buy one, and put a plaque on it. Best Findeed.
Best co-caster 2021.
Yeah, don't tell Ed that.
No, I wouldn't.
Right, Gren pushes in. Conscripts in a pitched engagement. Hans rectified the situation. 2-2-2 was able to do that. He had an engine damage for his troubles. And we've now got the Jaeger command squad swanning into the field in that flying V formation. And the guards are on the field. So elite troops enter at the same time for an inevitable showdown.
Yeah, tried and tested showdown. These are two very, very powerful squads, but looks like Jibber's guards are, going to get immediately suppressed and probably have to go home. Not a good opening for them.
Nope. There they are, crawling on their bellies. Their capes did not help in that hail of bullets, but this will help against the MG. It's a Molotov. Maybe that's why the guards were lingering for a while there. 2-2-2 rears its ugly head and forces them off. Meanwhile, the flamethrowers putting damage in on the G43 Grenadiers there.
I was hoping for a bit of a merge there with the Flamer squad and to use them in this fight. I'd like to see him prioritise winning and fighting off this MG rather than capping VP, but I think he's still done a pretty good job here.
Yeah, he had the presence of mind to keep the guards in the field. He's got the M5 coming out next. However, the pack will be there. So Hans is keeping pace with him. Did tripwire flare, by the way, sneakily planted. There's 30 manpower you're not getting back. Merged into the guards, by the way. So you notice one of these guys doesn't have a cape. He's not cool.
No, he's a run to the litter.
Basically, yeah.
I think this push towards the cut-off now might be a little bit mistimed. The MG could be back on the field. He's got plenty of troops here. Probably better off sitting in some heavy cover positions and sort of waiting to do some more manpower bleed.
By the way, Hans has been able to take the fuel and then the victory point, then the fuel. But oh no, now he's got to be worried. He doesn't know that he's not up to 90 munitions yet. He can't know that. Hans gambling. He's not gambling. Perfect. Because, he might get a pickup in the south, Finn. This could be big. Where is his luck?
It's not there today. Jibber's taken it all. No, but that was a little bit of a misplay there.
It was a bit for Jibber to overextend with the combat engineers, you think?
Yeah, especially with the flamethrower on it. I think he should know that Hans is very good at picking up on these small gaps and misplays and going in for them. So I think he probably should have known that. But he's gotten away with it this time.
Oh, we've got a very good points prediction in chat. 91,000 points a bet on Hans to win today and 87,000 on Gibbous. That's really bloody close, to be honest.
Yeah, it shows what a tight match this is going to be.
It really does. Gren's push in. Now the quad mount's upgraded, but the Pack 40 has him in his sights. 222 could help out as well. Gods are waiting, though, to throw a grenade, so 222's going to go and deal with that.
Indeed, I've only just noticed all the green cover around the north cutoff has actually been removed.
Yes, it was considered more beneficial for the south player to push the northern player's cutoff.
Yeah, that's a good move, I think.
It just made the map symmetrical, basically, except for this house we're currently looking at. But as tournament games are always West versus East, which with Beans Allies versus Wehrmacht and sometimes OKW, it's easier to balance for in tournaments.
Yeah, it's a good move. It's a good balance move, I think. A sniper out for Gibber, interestingly.
Oh, this could be interesting. By the way, if you're watching from YouTube and Twitch, well, if you're watching rather, and you're wondering about the Pack, I've got to cast this. The Pack's tracking that M5. Sorry, if you're watching and you wondered about helping Hans' sniper yesterday, it was a misclick. He meant to build a Grenadier, then he floated manpower because he didn't click build Grenadier, so he thought, oh, I'll just build a sniper instead, because he had 360 manpower instead of 240. So, oh, he got it as well! What a shot at max range! I think he heard that, Finn. He was tracking it with his ears there. He didn't have a Pioneer anywhere near. That was all echolocation. What a shot from Hans.
What a shot, yeah. We've confirmed that he's actually a bat.
He is a bat. That was incredible because he didn't have vision. These Grens that were there. He didn't jump in the house either. He just heard it. Hail Mary shot. What a fantastic move from Hans. First blood.
First blood to Hans, and honestly, without that M5 to be a reactive defensive unit, this sniper suddenly becomes much more vulnerable. If he can force off the guards and he doesn't have any cons nearby for 18 aid, he could die with it.
Yeah, absolutely.
I'd almost be tempted to rebuild it, honestly, but it looks like he's had some pretty good map control and he might be looking more towards an early T-34.
Yeah, he can weather the storm here to T-34, but a second MG will give Hans a lot more resistance. Now, we are going to... Okay, G43. I can't take any tangents in this game. It's all action so far.
Certainly is. And then, yeah, we have to see these guards go home again, and that's going to make the sniper more vulnerable. It's interesting that Gibber went for the sniper as well, because we've got camouflage on basically all of the units here, so the sniper won't be as good as picking off units that are sitting in cover.
Yeah, and the ones sitting in cover are usually the easiest prey. Now, let's just get on board with Hans. We'll talk through, if you don't understand how the man plays, you've watched him on stream, but he builds up a house of cards. He does not use tap map, he uses the game like a total war kind of player. This is from his perspective. He's sprinting in to get the sniper now. He's just looking to the left for a second. Let's see what happens over there. Did he manage to get there? No, the sniper's faded away. But that's the pace he's playing at. It's not his streaming pace, Finn. I have to say, his camera was all over the place then. Far faster than usual.
Yeah, he's pulling out all the stops, so this is going to be a tough game. If he doesn't take it seriously, he'll drop the ball.
I made a couple of predictions on one of the Discords, one of the more interesting Discords, let's say, Findy, full of slightly more toxic 1v1 players. And I predicted that Angry Dutchman would take a game, or maybe 2 games, off Orange Pest, and they all laughed at me. And it's just because Angry Dutchman is a defensive player, and he, you know, Orange Pest maybe might take him for granted. I also predicted Helping Hands might beat Gibber. And they laughed and laughed and laughed. But they don't understand that there's levels to this game, and James has shown in the past he can achieve those levels. He can go to those places.
He definitely can. He's not one to be, you know, taken for granted or ignored. He's got thousands of hours in this game, and to thousands of hours of competitive play against the best players there have ever been. You know, yeah. And remember Devon used to say that Hans was the best player he's played back when he was, you know, doing a lot of 1v1. So to take him for granted now would be a stupid move.
2-2-2. Gonna push in with the Grens watching on now. We've got G43s on 4 squads, including the Jaeger command squad, of course. 2 MGs are now set up. Well, let's talk about Gibber's overall strategy here. As the combat engineers come under pressure yet again. In fact, we have to keep an eye on this, because one good salvo, and that could be done for. There's no mines on the base exit. This could be Papier and Bitter, a base inspection. Hans wants to check if everything's in running order and you've been doing your maintenance. Oh, by the way, your combat engineers, they're unaccounted for.
Yeah. This is what I was talking about with the lack of the M5. You can't respond to things like this. When you lose that M5, I mean, he's getting a nice juicy tank out at the moment, but without that M5, if he still had it, he wouldn't have lost that unit.
By the way, we just had an Uror in to get an AT grenade off, and it's not going to happen. Meanwhile, the KV-1 is on its way, so it's going to be Panzer IV and Pak 40 versus the big Behemoth heavy tank.
Yeah, exactly. So he's had good fuel control this game, but with the lack of that engineer, that vetted engineer, it's going to be a long time, to repair up this very, very heavy tank.
That's such a good point. It's like playing double tank, no healer. You know what I mean? In a MOBA game or Overwatch. And KV-1 will have a nice little impact here, but as soon as it starts eating pack shots, its time on the battlefield won't be that good. Here it comes, and here it comes. 2 tanks enter the field.
It's nice, isn't it, that the KV-1 being so loud gives you forewarning that it's coming. you know it's there.
It's the Brian Blessed of Company of Heroes. Die!
He's alive!
Oh, we got a good shot in on the 2-2-2. Reverses away.
Doesn't look like he's going to be able to finish it off though, but that bush takes a real beating.
Oh, he's going to just delete a sandbag. There we go. That's his entrance. What's Hans feeling now? Possibly get a second pack out, I imagine.
Yeah, I would advise so, because you know, in 30-40 Fjord's time, he could get a T-34 as well, and that would be a lot to deal with just one Panzer IV or one pack gun.
There's Bioshock for you, Big Daddy and the little girl with the syringe, whatever she was called.
Yeah, whatever. Yeah, those are good games. Still are good games.
Great game, especially the remasters. The sniper's getting its shots away. This is her 10th kill now for... And a MG has been decrewed. We've got an Uror in to take it. However, this is going to be a squad susceptible to being wiped on retreat. We do have a lot there. And a rifle nade as well! That went so well for Gibber, and then oh so badly. It was a calamity in the end.
It was. That was a risky move, and it didn't pay off.
Gibber's overplayed the situation. He tried too hard. He got so far, and in the end, he lost 2 squads.
Did. Now he's got a broken engine, and the Panzer IV is coming, and the pack gun is following up. And this wasn't a fast tank to begin with.
No. Oh, the Panzer leads the way. The Pak 40 in tow bounces harmlessly off. Gibber stays alive for now, but his hopes rest on this KV-1 survival.
They do indeed. We've got a break from Matcher as well with the Su-76 coming out as a backup AT gun vehicle.
Hans needs to not overextend now. His fans will be urging him not to push this. They're urging him not to push this. He's not going to get the penetrations. He needs to back away, not get a damaged engine from the conscripts. He's got to drive carefully here. He does not have Veterancy 1 for Blitzkrieg mode. Good driving though. Calm, methodical driving. He'll be fine.
Yeah, and it's much more difficult to chase against G43 Grens in this situation. Closer you get, obviously. It's not like...
What Grens? Did you say Grens? I don't see any Grens.
Oh, Gibber really needed that wipe. It's good to see him get it.
Oh, he got the strafe off!
Faster.
It was for vision, but he's getting a bit greedy here. And that's why the Grens are dead.
This pack gun in a bit of trouble as well.
Oh, Panzer IV's in trouble. Su-76 could turn out to be a masterstroke. It's like Oh, it's run into Packfire though. Jibber needs to be careful. Both players are getting greedy. Both players just want to get instant revenge. Hans wanted to finish the game off, and Jibber wants to strike back immediately. This is juicy.
It is juicy. I would put it in another sort of way. I think Jibber's getting desperate. I think he knows he's on the back foot. He's just lost a lot of stuff, and he's got no map control left anymore, really. I think Hans is the one getting a little greedy.
Yeah. Well, if you see the pattern on that strafe there, of course, the Stuka anti-tank strafe, the KV was perpendicular to that, so he was able to survive. If it had been in a line with it, would have been fine. I think the KV had avoided it, probably.
I think you're right.
Just about.
I'm really hoping that Jibber doesn't go for another SU-76, because I think that would be an overcommitment to the unit.
But aren't they better in twos?
I think they're just... I mean, yeah, you do double up the killing power, and you can sort of spread the attacks over the two units, but they become a nightmare to handle because they're so bad at manoeuvring. Sorry,
dude, you just want to say they're bad. They're a bad unit. I know you
they're
tried
a bad
to filter.
Unit.
They're terrible. I'm like trying to make you double down in something that's bad. You're trying to say no. You've got 2 times bad.
Or sniper might go down in the middle here.
Yeah. 43s versus the Mosin Nagant there. There's only one of them though.
That's why I was questioning the sniper against this like cloaked unit gameplay.
If you're wondering what was vetoed today, Jibber basically vetoed both commanders Helping Hands played yesterday, which is a pretty valid strategy to be fair.
Yeah. KV1 in here, sort of poking his head around. Surprised he couldn't see the back gun there.
No, it couldn't. I checked. Its range is awful, but now he sees him, and yep, he's gonna counter the counter.
Oh, that went down so quickly.
Oh, there's another pack on the field, just as well because this first one's dead. KV1 tanking shots for days.
That was a close run thing. Nearly gets the other pack with a strafe.
Yes, both have got strafes in this game. I don't mind them, to be honest, because strafes take a modicum of skill.
They do, actually, and they don't do vast amounts of damage. You have to be quite bunched up for them to wipe anything.
Skill, timing. I wish there were no loiters in this game. It was only strafes, to be quite frank.
Yeah, I think loiters are bad game.
SU-76 caught out. Panzer's going in. We've also had a Faust. He's behind the shack, though. This is Hans' office. He needs to get around it himself, but the KV's coming in. There's no packs there. He's in base, and Jibber knows it. Panzer IV's got a long traversal, but he's also found the sniper. Targets rich environments, and he's spoilt for choice. He gets the SU-76. The big KV-1's on the hunt, though.
Yeah. Ooh, Jibber decides to go for a T-34, standard one. I think that's the right choice. It gives you versatility, and that's what he needs here. He doesn't need that long-range AT capability right now.
No, he does not. So I'll tell you what, this is a good game, but I'm thinking it's Hans's to lose because he's got a lot of fuel in the bag and he just needs to use it.
Yeah, I agree. And he's got this map control. I mean, Jibber's throwing punches, but he's not gaining map on the back of it.
T-34-76 on its way.
I think at this... Yeah, it is.
He's getting Battle Phase 3, Finn. That's good. That'll be a Panther, most likely. Or even a
Yeah,
Brummbär if he gets a second pack out.
That's true, yeah. Could go second pack and then Brummbär, and that'd be pretty effective because it's difficult for the T-34 to penetrate Brummbär.
And we all know Hans is a good Brummbär user.
Yeah, you just stick it on that middle VP, and whenever anything comes knocking.
Sniper claims her 18th kill. Oh, conscripts looked like they were losing models on the entrance there. That can sometimes happen.
Yeah, I mean that house can sometimes go down to just one shot, so it's risky to sit in there in front of a Panzer.
T-34 crushes the husk of its brethren. Drives past it very nimbly, actually. Heating up now. KV-1's going in.
This could be an all-in from Jibber.
Yeah, well, he's getting rid of the veterancy and the weapon of the veteran MG there.
Yeah, I think he wanted to capture that, but its death is better than nothing.
Co 1 style, grenades being tossed. Jaeger command squad pushes the victory point. Victory point situation is roughly level, within 50 or so.
Yeah, and you see Jibber's back teched for tier 2, so you can get some AT guns out now.
Wrens think they're cloaked, but they're certainly not, and they now have to run away.
We've only got, we've got 19 kills on the sniper so far, veterancy 2, 24 minutes, so I think that's probably quite good going.
Yeah, it's not too bad. Gary Windshield, who's been watching every game of GCS3 so far, he's asked why Pack if you can get a tank, because he wants the Brummbär. In order to make the Brummbär work, the Brummbär has to be able to survive tank onslaughts. So that's what he's definitely going now. Guards prone on their bellies versus Grens. They're winning that engagement thanks to the light machine guns, but the Panzer IV can certainly push them away.
Certainly can. I think it's important to note as well that tanks are most useful because they don't bleed against infantry. So if you can counter your enemy's tanks with pack guns, and then use your tanks to kill the enemy infantry, you're in a win-win situation. If you don't have any packs, you can't do that because you've then got to spend your time firing at the enemy tanks.
Yeah, certainly. Hans, by the way, just showed good situational awareness. His Jaegers were on fire, so they lost a lot of health, so he retreated them before they had an engagement. This preserves him manpower. For new players, this is vital to winning Company Heroes games.
Definitely is.
We've got a foray into base in the north. KV-1's getting leery. But we've got very tight-knit building structures, which doesn't keep these infantry alive. It's going to destroy the bunker, however. So, inspection of the Soviets now.
Yeah, really good pickup from Jibber, and he had that minesweeper with him as well to make sure he didn't get snared, and actually picks up a telemine in the middle there. So, won't get snared by that anytime soon.
Oh, well spotted, Findy, well spotted. Talking of Hans's manpower and fuel, he needs 420, and then the Brummbär will hit the field. But to be honest, I'd really fancy a Panther, to be honest. I know he's got 2 packs now, but his anti-infantry is pretty decent. And he just needs to get his KV-1 off him, surely.
And the Panther isn't that bad at anti-infantry once he gets a bit of vet and you've got the machine guns on it. Like, I probably would have gone Panther, personally.
Yeah, we've got light artillery barrage on the Zisgun here, keeping him out of focus, allowing the Gren to retreat, giving him covering fire to keep the KV off him, but this KV is very powerful. 14 kills, and Hans will be ruining the fact he wasn't able to finish it off earlier.
Yeah, exactly. And it's a great spot there, forcing the AT guns to reposition before they could get time on target. And he can then come in this other tank. I think this is a bad move though. What does he do with that T-34?
Yeah, very bad move, but will there be a follow-up shot? The pack is tracking. Won't be able to complete the kill, or will the Panzer IV do that? He's got prioritised vehicle on, but no, Hans's profile kicks in. It's just as well. In fact, it would be terrible for Hans if this Zis gets a shot in on him now. It would be so bad for him. Panzer survives.
We've got. It seems like Hans has been listening to us because he's got a Panther in the build order.
That's right. Got my eye on it. Got my I'm just building up my power meter for my big tank spiel. And what's this? It's the Panzer. I can't do it when I've already talked about it. I'm shy now. Panzerkampfwagen 5. The Wehrmacht's war machine's answer to the T-34. It's over-engineered. It's fearsome. It's ginormously out of proportion relative to what it was meant to counter. But that cannon, 75mm cannon, has high velocity rounds that can penetrate anything on the battlefield.
They can indeed, and they can do so at speed with that massive engine.
Yeah,
I don't know what I was going to say. But it's got a fantastic paint job as well. It looks very much like a Tiger, despite the fact that it's not.
Yeah, it looks like an actual animal tiger, indeed, yes. The Panther, of course, was pretty terrible when it first hit the field. Its final drive failed all the time. And its transmission...
Yeah, the gearbox was crap, wasn't it? Yeah.
Yeah, but basically, they delayed a massive offensive just to get it on the field. Right, Zisgun Conscripts trying to time the 18 aid, but it'll never work now, so they cancel it instead. Meanwhile, Guards are climbed to Veterancy 3. Lying prone here, just trying to PTRS the Panzer IV away. And what an 18 aid through the house there.
I know, that was a great little play. Cancelled it on the Panther because he knew he wouldn't get it. Saved the 18 aid, brought it back round and got the Panzer IV. Loved that.
Right. Yeah, it was lovely. Really good play. Grenz hurting here, but they should be safe to retreat. Meanwhile, the Panzer IV's backed himself into the grain silo. That's not helpful. By the way, I can see the Panther's been sneaking, and the Pack 40's been sneaking into the north fin. They're looking for a bit of assault here. Pack 40 gives the game away, though, by going into a friendly capping circle. Oh, they could get the T-34. It's a flare from the Jaegers. What a nice assault from Hans. Will he get his just desserts? No, the Panther misses. Strafe tries to annihilate the Pack 40. Gibbers striking back. Yes, he gets the Pack 40. The Conscripts can't hurrah in, though, because the MG picks them off right at the edge of their vision. What a game. This is high-level co at its best.
It is. Every counter has a counter push back and forth on this on this map. It's a fantastic play. And now we've got the hold down on the...
He's preparing it with double engineers. It's faster than the Panther can kill it, I think.
Does it get extra range as well when it's in hold down?
Probably. He's given up on it now. She pops out. Balance.
Yeah. Balance.
Sniper, by the way, getting loads of kills. She's up to 23. 23 now, yeah, indeed.
Both players now could get another unit, tank or otherwise, and neither of them are doing so. I wonder if they're trying to suss each other out.
Yeah, I mean, Jibber's at high pop cap, so he can afford to lose something small, but can he? I mean, he's got a lot of infantry and a sniper, so his army's nearly rounded out when he's fully reinforced. Hans has a bit of maneuverability, especially if this Panzer IV dies.
That ground might be the one. Oh, no, not quite.
I think Hans has the he can choose, which is great. No one ever goes Panzerwerfer in ever. They always get a Brummbär, don't they?
Yeah, I think probably the Brummbär would be a better choice. I think Panzerwerfer is just not reliable enough, especially if your opponent's spilling up their AT guns like Gibber's doing.
The VP drain is real. Gibber's held VPs for a while now, well noticed by Madden there.
Yeah, we've got twice as many VPs for Gibber as for Hans.
Oh, this will be a brutal loss for Hans because he looked like he was romping to victory at one point. And Gibber's worn him down, got him back in, but a nice Talamine on the apex of the trees there. Hans has been placing Talamines on these apexes that people don't usually place them on. And it's been really working for him. Panther lurches in. Oh, what a good penetration. It can eat a few more Jaegers trying to get rid of the Zis, but the conscripts are there. Oh, 18-8 threatens. Hack gets the KV and destroys it. He really needed that. And dies for his troubles.
Yeah, he might lose the AT gun. And don't he can afford to lose another one. That means he's got no packs if he loses this one.
We've got the super sneaky sniper using all these light cover craters to subterfuge and espionage all afoot. And the KV-1 will just be rebuilt. Kind of demoralising in the end.
Exactly. And no, Hans has just lost too much here. You can't afford to lose these packs. Not when you're up against a KV-1. You need to have that sort of alpha attack to be able to get through the armor and make it go away, basically.
Yeah, certainly. Right, he's going Brummbär. That's a solid choice. A little bit worried about his capping power, though. Only 3 infantry squads, and Gibber has 4. So, considering he's losing on victory points, he's currently triple capped, everybody. This Brummbär's got to have a hell of an impact on the battlefield.
Yes, and I think Hans should probably focus on this bottom VP and play for the middle. I don't think he can afford to ever lose the VP now.
No, he really can't. 98 is pretty bad. Good grenade tossed by the G43 Grenadiers there. Of course, getting a Model 42 grenade.
Managing to avoid the AT grenade from the conscript is a big deal for him.
And what is a big deal for Gibber, though, is the MG42's been decrewed yet again. And there's some combat... Oh, it's been destroyed yet again. Some Hans's infantry and support weapon armies really been devastated piece by piece now.
He's got so little left. He's 65 pop count to 84 now.
Right. Panzer gets away, but the Ziskuns are knocking at the door. The Brummbär's got so much work to do. Leprechaun of destruction. The Sturmpanzer has got to save Hans's bacon in this game one.
Has it's got its work cut out for it. And already, as it comes onto the field, Gibber's got every single tool he needs to close this game out and force all of these vehicles away. Double AT gun, the KV to tank, the T-34 to flank and kill the infantry.
Big moment here, Finn. It's a big moment because the Pioneers are leading the way. The Brummbär's trying to get rid of the Zis. The Panthers ready to strike. Pioneers are going to die for the Reich. And the conscripts watch on. Felt like a big moment, Finn. He's got to keep pushing. Jaegers have now got to push in. They've got to get something off. Sniper's going to take one sneaky shot. Panzer IV rears its head and looks for glory. Faustin on the KV. That'll turn it down to a walking pace.
It certainly will. I mean, it looks like Hans is going to get a VP here, but at quite considerable cost.
Brummbär's hit a mine. Oh no, gets a shot off on the conscripts, but the Ziskun's right there. Panther's got to make up for the Brummbär's inevitable loss now, but the T-34 fades away. What a shot from the Brummbär! Was able to destroy the Ziskun and stay alive. T-34 goes for a ram! Gets a stunned engine. KV's coming round the outside. Is there anything to save it? No, KV's going to get penetrations in. Panther turns that 75mm cannon, but misses at close range. That's devastating on the move accuracy. Needs to stay stationary now. Panzer shows his frontal armour. Bounces off the KV. Grenz meanwhile retreat by. T-34's out of action. Needs to focus fire the KV. We've got a... Oh, brilliant by Hans. Takes the Zisgun. That's really going to help. Meanwhile, Grenadiers are able to die. Oh, no. I was about to say keep the victory point, but they fade away in front of us. Oh, what a passage of play. Who's ended up better off, Finn?
That's hard to say. I don't know.
Oh,
it's such a close passage to play. I think ultimately Gibber has more left at the end of it, and because he's got more VPs, I think he has to say he's won that engagement at least.
Not if this KV dies. The Panther's just sitting there, making use of its stationary firing accuracy and its frontal glacis armour. Got some great shots off on the KV, but the Zis awaits. He can't afford to push too far forward. Two Pioneers have to repair everything. They probably should focus on the Panther, to be honest.
Yeah, I agree. I mean, yeah, the tanks are what are the problem at the moment.
Mad Game in China says, get a second Panther GG. I was thinking that early, but he's going for an Ostwind. This could be genius, to be honest, if it goes in for a mad, crazy flank, because Hans is desperate now. He needs desperation tactics, and they need to work for him.
Exactly, it has to be all or nothing now for Hans.
Right, Garrison.
Only 2 infantry squads left.
Yeah, and those two, what he has to do with the vehicles, get them to... He's to Hail Mary throw them like a madman. Gibber needs to be planting mines, but he's not, which is fortuitous for Hans. And then this Ostwind's going to have to come around the outside and decrew all the Ziskuns. It's not impossible. Okay, he's got rid of the Ostwind, he's going for a Panzer IV. That can do the job as well.
It can. I mean, if you get around the AT guns and you can cause havoc in the lines, you can still win this if you're in Hans' position, but you've got to play out of your skin.
Yeah, this is
Gibber
just
needs to
game
make some
one.
real mistakes.
Oh, what have he done there? Brummbär showed himself. His rear armour. Like late war German tank drivers, they were untrained and they didn't know how to use their machinery. Oh, Sniper and T-34 versus the only Gren left. Gonna attack round through the garrison. Oh, just about missed.
Oh. Sniper looks like he's going to try and cap, but that's not good news.
Not a good idea. Panther could gun him down here. Hans has got sniper brain. Oh, and he suffers a ram, but he does kill the sniper, so moral victory at least. Panther needs to bounce absolutely everything. Combat engineers are coming in. At least he'll kill a T-34 for his troubles. Yep, okay, Brummbär's now ready. Maybe he can save the life with a bunker-busting barrage or two.
Panther misses that one shot to kill T-34 as well.
Right, and Panzerval comes around the outside. KV's going to go for the Brummbär in the meantime. Panther's out of commission. These Ziskuns are prey to the Jaegers. But look at the victory point situation in the meantime. Brummbär needs to show that frontal armor. Panther is lurching forward for glory. Meanwhile, the Ziskuns have been destroyed. KV gets round the rear side of the Brummbär, but it's been hunted by a slow foe and a slightly faster one. Brummbär's down, but not out. We've still got the Panzer IV, but it's been damaged engine now. Central victory point versus two Pioneers. Keep an eye on this KV-1. Frontal armor showing versus the Panther and the Panzer IV. Next shot to kill it. It's down. Pioneers versus the conscripts. They're fighting hard for survival versus five. Did I say five? I meant two MP40s. It's not enough. He's going to need a Panzer as well. Meanwhile, in the south, Jaegers win that victory for now. He's got 18 victory points remaining, and he's retreated from the central victory point. That could be a death knell for Hans. He does not need that. Now needs to sprint in, but he's already used sprint on this Grenadier. Needs to get there. Guards are going to defeat the Jaegers.
And he doesn't cap it in the south there. That's brutal. It means he's... I don't think he can win it now. I think he's just going to run out the clock.
Finn, he can't do it now. He's lost too many engagements. The Ziskun sits there and mocks him. Dying for the Radina. Oh, if this Panzer can get rid of the guards, this could be amazing, Finn. But he misses. 2 victory points and it's over. What a victory for Gibber and what a near miss for Hans. What a game won.
What a game won indeed.
And we're back in the room. Wow, that was a game one. Jesus
Certainly
Christ.
was. Yeah, I thought Hans was going to have it there, but Gibber expertly sort of came back into the game, and his transition there to AT guns, I think, was what did it.
Yeah, and Gansgale's right. 100 more VPs for him and he would have won. And there were a few retreats there at the end. He did everything so well. But maybe it could have gone North VP.
Yeah. Yeah, I think maybe that's some of his rustiness. You know, he's mechanically there, but maybe his sort of timing and awareness of that VP game is maybe not quite as sharp as it used to be.
Yeah, it is a best of 5 today. We've been cycling between best of 3s and 5 yesterday when we had to do round 1s and round 2s, but these players will indeed be playing first to 3. Let's have a little look at the stats and see what happened in that one. Graphs are probably the best way to describe it. Gibber sacrificing everything to get the win. How World War II of him?
Yeah, it's interesting. I thought you still had more than that, to be honest. But clearly, he just threw everything to the wall. I suppose he didn't lose any. Hans didn't really lose any of his vehicles until right at the end.
Points held, showing helping hands, just wasn't able to cap. And as always, in 1v1, no, in any game mode actually, if you don't keep your infantry army alive, you're not going to win the game.
Definitely, you can't cap with vehicles, and well, you can, can't you? But it's they're not there for
the
that.
Russians can, yeah, exactly. Yeah. And that's why victory points is by far the best game mode, because anybody you can win with just vehicles for annihilation, but victory points is what ties company heroes together.
Definitely think so, and it gives you something to fight over on the map. You can't just sit on your half of the map and wait until you've got the bigger army.
There's Gibber's best units. Survivalist damage taken 16,000. That's double what most of chat's damage is in a 4v4. And then Panther was his best unit. Did 11k damage on its own.
Yeah. Constantly plinking away at that KV-1.
let's have a little break. I'm going to go make a coffee. I'm sure the players are taking their 5 minutes that they're allowed. And we'll be back with Game 2 very shortly. Cheers.
Cheers.
I got orders coming, and Hans is going to need some tall orders for all of his United States forces as he's 1-0 down versus the imperious-looking Jibber Jabba Jobber. But I tell you what, it wasn't easy at the end there, Findeed.
No, it certainly wasn't. It came right down to the wire with Jibber having to trade away all his vehicles in order to get the win. Had it not gone his way, he might have swung the other way.
Let's have a little look at the possible companies available. Hans has obviously had the one he used yesterday removed from him. Remind me what that was in chat if you can. Airborne Company. Recon support's available. That's very popular. And tactical, as you've already seen. But I have the impression he'll go tactical because he had it used against him yesterday. I don't think he enjoyed it. So I've got a prediction it might be that. Meanwhile, Jibber is fair match. What command has he got, Finn?
He's got Mobile Defense Doctrine. Used to be the one and only doctrine that every single austere player would choose because you could get that Puma out and it was basically filling in the primary gap in austere's build. But not so much used anymore because that Puma is a bit delayed. We've then got Festung Armor, again, which is very, very solid doctrine, but it doesn't have some of those very, very tidy infantry additional abilities. So it's got some heavy tank support really for the late game. Then the Jaeger Armor Doctrine, which has got the Elephant, but crucially also a lot of reconnaissance abilities.
Yeah, Jaeger's an interesting one, but very team game orientated commanders, really. Interesting choices, but obviously the Veto and Commander Terminator system is engaged in this tournament. We've kind of finally figured out how to do it, so the players are almost happy with it. Got some under the bridge downtown is where Bruce some blood with helping hands there, go up against the Pioneers.
Yeah, great use of that bridge there. I think fearing that there's going to be an MG moving around as much as he can in unusual situations, but no MG from Jibber. An unusual start.
Underneath the bridge. There's many bridge-related songs in the musicosphere. And MG will be coming out now, Finn, just as you mentioned it. Hans is right to fear it. It's just a little bit delayed.
Yeah, exactly. I mean, I quite like this. I've not done this in a long time actually. So having the MG come out last, you still have the MG, but you get that ability to cap and be a bit more manoeuvrable. Because
look at this from Jibber. Sorry to interrupt. He's doing the classic, stalling on retreat. But he does it really well recently, Finn. What I've noticed is he uses one squad to do it and the other squad to shoot them. So they tee them up and the other guys gun them down. It's really brutal.
Yeah, there's no point in body blocking if you can't get shots on.
Yeah, that's a good point. So the evolution, Kimbo kind of brought it to the competitive four, and people have really perfected it now.
Have indeed. I mean, MG coming out at perfect time to deny this this cut-off attempt.
Yeah, it's not going terribly for Hans unless he loses his own cut-off. He brings out fresh rifle squad to stop it happening, and then slinks away.
He does. He does. I think getting overly competitive on this point outside base doesn't give Jibber too much advantage. So it's good to see him realising that and transitioning away to try and take some territory in the north or go for this cut-off.
We've got a lot going on as the green cover here is going to help the rifles keep their cut-off for now. But Jibber's being a little bit pensive, it has to be said. I think he could have neutralised that cut-off, but he would have lost a few soldaten, so he doesn't want to.
Yeah, I agree. I think also having this MG in the north chasing one RE squad is misuse resources. You should have that MG pushing straight down to the cutoff to force these rifles back into base again and again.
Yeah, I guess he would have lost his own cutoff for a little while if he hadn't, I suppose. It's a bit of risk-reward and opportunity cost all over the place. Hans is waiting with a rifle behind the hedgerow here just to get a feeling of what he wants to do. No grenades tech, if you're wondering. Some people do sometimes do that. Not Hans, though.
No, not this time. Maybe he wants the munitions for when he goes for 1919 light machine guns, but he hasn't picked the doctrine yet.
No, I predict he will, though. Let's give him hell, Lieutenant repositions. We've got a nice cohesive tactical blobbing group from Jibber.
All sharing the same crater. It's very friendly down there.
Very friendly. It's like a mosh pit.
Yeah.
Or an orgy. Anyway, in the north we just have light mechanized created by the Pioneers. 222's going to come out very, very soon indeed. In fact, there he goes.
The enemy is attempting to steal our sector.
Clinker. And they all share one nade. Oh, I love it.
We've added to the fatherland.
Yeah, a little bit low on health and men now, this blob of Grens, and he's losing the bottom
Enemy forces
because of
are
this sort
securing
of
our
tactical support blob.
territory.
He's going to do
see
it,
if he
but
can get-
the rear echelons are going to get it first. It's a race
Yeah.
to the med packs. They're going to steal it off these Grenadiers. That's actually clutch from Hans, because these Grens could have really done with that. Neither of them are Veterancy 1. Well, maybe the rear echelons will give them Veterancy 1 now. That's the trade-off.
Yeah. It's good to see Hans learning from previous past games.
No, neither of them gets Vet 1. They're so close, but they couldn't get it. Rear echelons with the perfect crime. No healing for you, sir. And then the Stuart's going to eat them up. Nom, nom, nom.
Yeah, the Stuart's almost out. That's pretty quick Stuart, actually. Good map control from Hans in the early game. Already got the bazooka on the lieutenant as well to support. Maybe preemptive, but he's got it now, so that's fine.
I think we're going to have to start throwing some respect to helping Hans' USF, because it's a different style of play for the faction. I mean, obviously the loadout right now is very similar. Just the style overall and the approach is different. And to be honest, it's a difficult nut for a lot of players to crack.
It certainly is. I mean, like, you've got such great abilities with USF to have like this standoffish support weapon gameplay, but it's very, very difficult to pull off. But if you can, it's so effective.
Yeah, sorry to make an noise whilst you were talking there. But the Pioneers pretended to lay a telemine, meaning the Stuart didn't go over where they were. Jibber literally did that. He stood still and then moved to the left in front of the Stuart's gaze. It was a really cute move.
Capabilities.
Oh, playing mind games. I love it when you can see that happening.
Ah, mind games indeed. Grens finally recapture their own fuel, meaning that Jibber's a little bit behind there, and the Stuarts had a decent effect on the target with 2 kills.
We've got a 4 Gren build here, so mirroring the three rifles and lieutenant build from Helping Hands, which is more infantry than you usually see. No, it isn't. Wait, no, that's exactly how many you normally see.
I was thinking then. I was thinking, but it's all right. We both put our foot in it now and again, as long as chat doesn't remember our few clangers and they only remember the good things we say. We're absolutely fine.
Oh, they'll remember. They never forget. The collective hive mind of chat.
Oh dear. Stuart watches on as the rear echelons just trying to chill out for now. No, obviously bazookas on them or anything. They're just biding their time, it would seem. Pack 40
Indeed.
is waiting behind the silo, but the Stuart's being wise.
Yeah, I think maybe an attack ground is needed through here. You can fire through this hedge if you avoid the big grain silo, so...
Yeah, just a little bit in the south there. Hans has chosen what we expected him to choose.
Be interesting to see if he goes for the Calliope. Which...
Well, interestingly, Finn, he said that as if Aziligath had gone Calliope against him yesterday, he feels Aziligath would have won.
Yeah, and that's what I was going to kind of mention is that this, I think maybe Osgiliath's build was lacking that, I think, a little bit against that support weapon heavy blade. Although Jibber not going for too many support weapons, actually 4 Grens, MG, AT gun, and now a sniper coming out.
Yeah, sharpshooter on the field. Be very stylish.
Yeah, those boss uniforms coming in handy.
Die with dignity. Or live to go to the Nuremberg trials. It's a nice day to be stylish.
Got to be stylish if you're on trial. I mean,
Oh, that's so
Amber
true.
Heard and Johnny Depp, they're both great looking.
I think it would have been great for to give them their true dues if, like the likes of Goering couldn't wear their full Luftwaffe uniform in their trial. Make them wear a burlap sack instead. Why did they get to wear their mega uniforms? That's not on, is it? Anyway, we've got the M5 half track coming out for Hans. That'll be a juicy surprise for Jibber. Maybe Hans will go all in.
Yeah, maybe. Maybe he'll even use it as a reinforcement tool. Who knows? I'd like to see him use it as a reinforcement too. You don't see that often enough.
Oh, Hans kind of back in his prime in 2015-16. He started using a lot more reinforcement than other players and kind of made a habit of it, really.
Yeah, pioneered a lot of gameplay as Hans in his time. Pioneered the famous Osttrooper build as well.
It's amazing just playing some high-profile tournament games, but so much credibility back on your name, doesn't it, immediately?
It does, I mean... When
go from
maybe I should do
to
that.
mega
I should go
in
and play
seconds.
some... go and play some 4v4, just so I can get my street cred back when I stop.
Pack finds the Stuart, forces it away. Gren's lie in wait, but here comes the quad mount Kraut mower.
Yeah, playing USF like Soviets today.
Seemingly is. Not a bad day. He's got to get past this pack. Can he do it? He's going all in, Finn. Needs to get round the side. There's the cone of vision. He's successfully navigated it. But there was a Faust from afar. Stuart's got to survive here. Pack's down. 2-2-2's next. Can he keep this alive? No, the 2-2-2 gets it. It's a sacrifice in the end.
I think that's clutch there. If he didn't keep that if he didn't kill that Stuart, I think he could have been in real deep trouble. But trading the 2-2-2 for the Stuart is actually perfectly fine. Although now
Sniper gets a kill on the rifleman, stopping them taking the pack. There's no follow-up. There is a lieutenant in a rear echelon. But I tell you what, this quad mount is brilliantly countered. But guess what's next, Finn? Call it.
Oh, it's coming out. The Puma, the famous Puma for Austere. It's going to bring him back into the game. It's going to take everything out. It's going to nuke every squad. The ultimate Puma.
Can he delete this pack in the meantime? He's firing on it with the lieutenant's bazooka. Oh, and he missed there. Sniper's thinking of pushing in. Rifles forced away. And here comes the Puma, the party pooper. Oh dear, this could be really devastating. You could probably try and do something. Oh, M5 hit. A good amount of health on the thing, though. Lieutenant's still trying to take out the pack. Can he do it?
Oh, I'd love it. I don't know. Can this Puma pop smoke? Oh no, he gets the pack.
Yep.
Oh. I mean, Jibber can replace in time. He's got a counter to the quad mount, but that's still an expensive unit to lose for not much in return.
He's gone captain now, so he could have an M1 coming out soon. M5's been repaired. We've got the 50 cal watching on. So in all, let's go over to the tail of the tape there, and we'll show you just how well Hans did there. He's ended up significantly ahead, and points held graph as well shows a big increase in territorial control.
It does. It's interesting to see how just the fact that pack was there, that could be taken, could be destroyed, forced both players to focus in on that one position, and meant that Hans could sort of take back some map.
Yeah, I've got the M1 on its way, and Hans has a really juicy army now. He's got 3 LMG squads, he's got 2 50 cals, an M5, and the AT to back it up.
Yeah, I should revise my earlier statement. He's not playing USF like Soviets, he's playing it like Austere.
He is now. Gren's threaten a Faust, but they're suppressed.
Well, no, they get it.
What? And the Puma's there as well.
Yeah. If he doesn't miss every shot.
Oh, just as he gets the M1 out to keep the M5 alive, it dies. Alright, we're equalised yet again.
Yeah, putting a slight advantage, I think, to Jibber now with his sniper and his Puma play. Provided Hans can keep some good fuel control, I think he's still going to be fairly on time for his Sherman.
Puma gets AT naded. Does he? Yep, there it is. Follows him home.
The fact that that AT nade is so delayed, though, allows him to get so much ground to get back to base.
Yeah. I don't think it should follow forever. That's just me, though.
It's that American baseball technology, isn't it?
Certainly is. He's found an angle on this fresh MG. But I tell you what, the Puma is sometimes gets some good infantry kills now and again. There you go.
Yeah,
oh, that was the
bet one actually. Pretty good.
Oh, rifle nade on retreat. Gets him, but doesn't get the kill. That was a helping hand special, but can the LMG finish the job? Oh.
It's a lovely play there by Chipper. Great spot.
Yeah, Helping Hands is a montage of Rifleman on retreat on his YouTube from somewhere, from really far back. He was still playing at his parents' house in 2014, I think, something like that. Oh, here it comes, the first P-47 strafing run.
It comes in very quickly, isn't it? That's a good retreat. So that's a good chance for him to get it on retreat.
We are losing a sector.
Lieutenant and 50 cal forced away in the north. Meanwhile, Hans advances in the south with the rifleman trying to get rid of that MG. So they're just trading positions for now.
A capture point is being overrun.
VP's very even at this stage of the game, 15 minutes in as well.
This could be an epic best of 5, Finn.
That's good. I really do enjoy seeing USF played like this because it's just so counter to what you expect from them. I mean, it's maybe a little less exciting than the DevM style, but it's almost like this juggernaut that builds up over time. It's difficult to pull off.
It really is. It takes a lot of finicky and tricky micro.
It does. It does. Especially because you're trying to beat Oster at their own game.
Tell you what beats USF at a game they can't really counter is the sniper. Blinks away all game long. You really have to try and get the jump on it somehow. Easier said than done.
I actually think that the M20 is much underappreciated because when you get it to vet, it has way more sight than you expect it to have. And it means you can spot enemy snipers from far off and dive and kill it in a matter of seconds sometimes.
Vision's crucial. Do you know what was also good against snipers as USF? Smoke. Using the officer and rear echelon smoke.
Capture point is under attack.
Oh, I remember the days when every single rifleman could fire smoke at the same time. Just smoke everything.
That was a bit... USF for a while, if you remember, were like this faction that were underpowered and then all of a sudden incredibly powerful, depending on the patch. It was small things like that.
Yeah, I remember DevM was just like, the best thing about USF is that you can smoke enemy vehicles and they can't. Yep, okay, fair enough, I should do that.
Capture point is being overrun.
And now he works at Relic,
Does?
making the United States an unbeatable faction.
I bet his mum told him once, like, if you could play computer games, you'll never get anywhere in life.
Right, pause this. Can anybody spot the US rifleman? They're there! Fun mini game. It was a lieutenant anyway.
I don't know what was happening.
Sorry, dude. Right, the lieutenant went into a bush.
Oh, it's...
My bad. This won't happen at GCS3 Finals, Finn, because we're watching the same monitor, mate.
That's true.
I thought of this for a casting lineup. What did the fans... Oh, God, by the way. 50 cal's just been wiped. Grenadiers are on the march. They've got him. That's a big win for Jibber. He's going to have 3 MGs now. Only the Calliope can rectify that situation.
Yeah, I wonder if he's going to go for the Calliope first or if he's going to wait until the second or third vehicle. I'd be tempted to go for the Calliope first.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, this is because I can see everything, obviously. But you can see that Jibber's kind of behind on fuel. He's got a Puma, which is actually really good against a Calliope. But with this many infantry squads and an AT gun, he shouldn't have too much problem defending it.
It's Kawzak. Always supports Calliope first. P-47 strafing run coming in on this position here.
Sniper could get ambushed there if he's not careful.
He's got to run away. Survey the scenario. Using the shed there with the LMG Grenadiers in the north. Thinking about a flank with these rifles at some point.
That shed is really vital, I think. Can be underutilized sometimes, but it gives so much vision and actually like a great position to fight from.
Yeah. If it was any bigger, it would be incredibly imbalanced. It's already a massive strong point, but it's only got a couple of windows, fortunately.
Yeah, fortunately.
Oh, Hans is going for an M4A3 first.
Probably the safe choice, to be fair.
Probably wiser than us. I don't think any of us have ever won a big 1v1 tournament before.
No.
MG's facing the right way. The rear echelons are looking to flank it, of all things. They're actually succeeding.
Yeah. They've chased it away.
This will be a triple cap for Hans in a moment. I wonder what Jibber was up to. He's reinforcing and repairing everything, it would seem.
Yeah, I think he had to run away from the north, from the fight in the south because of the strafing run that came in on the MG, stolen MG. So I think this is probably a temporary gain for Hans, but a welcome one, I imagine, from his perspective. Sherman will be the real turning point.
We now have exit. The enemy is
To be honest,
attempting to
I
steal
think we
our
may have just
sector.
seen a little bit of Hans's micro and endurance kicking in, because he really felt like he had more extra minute than Jibber for a while, and he just seemed to start to soak up some of the map because of it. So let's see if well, I know Jibber can keep the pace, but it's nice to see Hans flex his muscles for a little bit there.
Yeah, definitely. I think you're right. Actually, Hans's historic tournament pedigree is probably going to stand him in good stead as this best of 5 goes on.
He does. He's never. Don't forget, guys. He's not mechanically rusty. He's just psychologically rusty. He doesn't know like the 1v1. Well, he kind of was a bit rusty in playing 1v1s. That's all it was. M4A3 goes north. Of course, he has high explosive loaded, and it's locked and destroying Grenadiers right now. One more shot. Gets it. Gren down.
Enemy forces are securing our territory.
And the Puma missing. Oh no, the Puma gets a shot off on the. Oof. Sticky situation for the Sherman now.
Alpern's been missing some amazing gameplay because we've been watching a fantastic series here. By the way, we've got a flank coming in from a captain soon, so that is one to watch out for later on. Pack's being pushed away, so is the MG. This Sherman is really spurring Hans's army on.
Berners is given great impetus in the north, but the Puma fighting a rearguard action here.
Captain's surprise attack really didn't work down there. It was forced away immediately. Gren's being forced off. Snipers cowering. What have you seen, Finn?
Well, I was just going to say that he almost had a perfect flank on that MG, but decided to go around the other way in the end. But it doesn't seem to matter because he's gaining ground in the north and the mid now. He's going to be double capping soon enough.
He's just overpowering the lad. He's manhandling him at the moment.
This is a really difficult thing about trying to fight Hans. Is he's so good at moving all of your units at the same time and doing stuff across the map that it can feel very overwhelming at times.
7-headed Hydra syndrome, yeah, indeed. Sherman's going to slink away to go and get repaired. And we've got a Brummbär for Jibber as his next unit.
Oh wow!
What?
A Brummbär with only the 1AT gun. I think that.
What? He's got enough anti-infantry. He's got 3 MGs. Somebody who's a friend of Jibber just start waving madly in front of his face saying, "You have enough anti-infantry. Don't get any more. You're fine for a little bit. Get some anti-tank." No, I'm buying Brummbärs.
The thing is, because Hans hasn't committed to another Sherman yet, when this Brummbär comes out, he's going to have an opportunity to get a Jackson out and pretty probably counter it quite effectively.
Oh, no, he isn't. He just got the Calliope.
Ah, okay. Worked out in his favour in the end.
Just about worked out, because if he'd gone Jackson, that could have been a strategic counter. Asherblaw's talking. I like to listen to Asherblaw. What does Asherblaw think of the strategic situation? He's a good guy to listen to. Our community's really small, Finn, but when we have big tournament games, all the big voices come out in chat, and everyone loves to watch it.
Yeah, I do enjoy it. I mean, this is best.
First barrage is on the sniper. Oh, and he's going to miss. He's going to hit some MGs and Pumas, though.
There's a lot of health damage on the Puma as well.
Oh, health damage on the rifleman from the Brummbär there. Sturmpanzer showing why he's called that.
Yeah, indeed. The fat boy with the big gun.
I
think, you know what? I quite like this choice of the Stern Panther now. I think it was questionable when he went for it, but now that it's out, now that it's here, because Hans has got so much infantry, it could be a pretty effective way of just keeping the bleed on.
It's the Timon and Pumbaa of the Reich, you know, and it means a lot of worries for the rest of Hans's days. The big fat Brummbär and his little nimble companion. How are they going to work together? Let's find out.
Exactly. I mean, now all Jibber needs now is a nice lion to round out his build.
That's it. If he gets a panther, we've basically got the Lion King.
We do. Does that make Hans the bad guy? With Scar?
No, certainly. With his hyenas, etc. So, where are we at? I mean, I know that P-47 did nothing from what I can see. Brummbär destroys all of the cover around the silo. His pack's got free reign now. Heavy crush.
It's a good move. We actually saw Hans do the similar thing in the north around the the outpost to try and give himself more vision and more pack maneuverability in that area. So, yeah, definitely a good move. Terraforming the map.
One plinks harmlessly off the Brummbär sloped frontal armour.
Yeah, I think Jackson might be needed to be an effective counter to the Brummbär, because it's just got too much armour for these M1s to reliably penetrate without the Sabo rounds.
Sniper forced off. Brummbär tracking the rifleman. Can't quite get them though. Puma's been backed up by a pack and 3 Grenadiers, all Vet 3 with LMGs. They're up against a Calliope though, and that likes to eat blobs for breakfast. Goodbye, Grenadier. Brummbär comes in against the M1. Sherman pushes in the meantime.
Gibber held in there. I don't know if that was intentional or just a lack of micro, but he stuck his Gren in there, got an MG, double MG Gren, and then bugged out without actually losing a model.
Yeah, super low health Grenadier retreats with double LMGs. Brummbär's going to kill this rifle on retreat if Hans isn't careful. Meanwhile, Sherman's going to go for a big flank. Grenadiers versus Riflemen. Brummbär gets the kill on the M1 and the Matrix dissolves in front of our eyes. Rifle's super low on health. That's a bad loss for Hans. He didn't need that.
Yeah, I think he was trying to get the 18 grenade off, but it wasn't worth the squad's life. And now he's a squad down on. Not looking too healthy anymore, is he?
No, really didn't need that rifle to die, because he would have been okay otherwise.
I think so. I mean, his pop cap is going to be down because he needs to reinforce some squads. But you look at the build now from Gibber. He's got everything he needs, and he's got another 2 squads on the build, and he's still got a low to 300 manpower.
Wow, that shows who's been winning the preservation wars. Let's confirm the KD over here, and that pretty much shows it. It's not looking too sharp for Hans. But Hans with the Jackson, if he can now save for one, that wouldn't be too bad of a position. It's just the capping potential of having less.
Yeah, I agree. He's got enough infantry squads to maintain some field presence. It's if he can do so against the sort of overwhelming power of the Gibber's vehicles at this point.
There's the vision that the reconnaissance is giving him. And he's dead.
I think, yeah, I mean, if Hans doesn't get some really solid AT, he's just going to be bled out.
Calliope's opening up. Where's the direction of travel? It's over here. It's on the sniper and the MG. The sniper smoothly crab walks away. Pack down. That was Veteracy 1 pack.
Good opportunity here for him to push in and try and take or kill that pack, I think.
Sherman forces off the Grenadier. Sherman was only recently loaded high explosive, so maybe didn't get the first shot off with high explosives in the barrel.
Yes,
Sherman's thinking of killing the sniper. Oh, and got an amazing shot there. Very unlucky. I think light cover just kicked in.
Still could have been a wipe, and it's pure luck there that Gibber didn't get killed. Hands will be
Talking of
raging.
wipes, yeah, definitely. But talking of wipes, I just heard another one in the North VP. Could you inspect the bodies for me, Finn, and tell me with your aircraft investigation skills?
It's just a rifle squad, and I know that because there's still an LT and a captain on the field. Otherwise, I would have had no idea.
Oh man! So he has 1 rifle left. He has 1 of every infantry squad available in the stock tier of units.
It's very Hands, isn't it?
Yeah. 1 of every. Oh, that could have been bad. The repairing crew could have died there, but they jumped straight back in to the Sherman in the literal nick of time. He's got high penetration rounds in, armor piercing, and the Puma's getting out of there. Meanwhile, Brummbär goes to visit Hans in his domicile.
Nowhere that Sherman's going to be able to deal with that massive blob of infantry and AT guns.
Now he gets out of there. Hans has a Jackson on its way, but he's under a 2.5 cap at the moment, and it's really starting to hurt.
Tank destroyer is ready for action.
This Brummbär just having free reign in the north.
He's the king of the north.
King of the north.
And I'm the king of the north. Back when Game of Thrones was good.
Yeah, it's funny how everyone's just completely forgotten it because the ending was so bad.
Yeah,
like it
nobody
never
watches
happened.
it or anything. If that
No.
ending had been good, there would have been watch parties still. It would have had a big
Yeah.
cult following. It's amazing what bad writing will do for something.
Armor here.
It is indeed. I mean, we've got a. I don't know whether we should talk about this now, so I'm just gonna.
Okay, no, it's a more activity. You've got about 10 seconds until it heats up, Finn. Go on, son.
Really looking forward to the new Lord of the Rings from Amazon.
Oh, have you heard the
Say.
budget? It's massive, isn't it?
Yeah, it's like $1 billion or something, right?
Kabillion dollars. As this Calliope reigns in on the pack, decrews it nearly yet again. Wrens jump into the garrison. Brummbär's urging himself back in, but then Jackson's ready and shows his hand. Do we get an 18-8 off on the Puma? Looks like it. There he goes, following him home.
We'll be able to follow up on that boom. It'll be repaired and recrewed soon. Well, not recrewed, but you know what I mean.
Oh, Sherman gets his 13th kill, pushes away the MG. Lieutenant's trying to tango again. Oh, he's going to have to retreat because he'll be very dead if he doesn't.
Get up one shot and run.
Oh, he was spotting for the Jackson. What a hero.
We're down to 75 goddamn
Dangerous move to go
points.
forward. He didn't know he wasn't going to get hit there with the AT gun again.
Down to 75 goddamn points. Sorry, 67 now. Triple cap engaged. He's really got to cap these points. MG versus rear echelon.
Yeah, the rear echelon needs to get behind the MG or it's going to have to go home. Doesn't. Too late.
Sniper versus Captain Hans. Come on, you need to... Oh, he's cloaked. He's cloaked. My bad.
Yeah, he's using it for scouting, which is pretty savvy, I think. MG goes down as well. Oh no, never mind.
Oh. No, I think you're right. No, the 50 cal's just been stolen.
To steal our sector.
Hans doesn't have his... He's against 4 MGs now in a victory point struggle. That's right.
You can cover all four VPs.
Yes! Even the one in your own base.
Using the crew to cap though, that's pretty good.
Sorry, guys. Seems like the Jackson shot just took my camera off map there. Sherman, oh, what a repair from Hans. The balls on this lad. He just repaired on the enemy lines. That was crazy. He had the major.
No fear of losing it.
You need to have fear. Alright, he's in a similar situation to last game, but this time it's way more perilous because he's only got 38 victory points. He's got his Sherman just about to hit. There we go. So, the order of battle, Finn. And he's against the Panther.
I mean... Oh! Did you see Jibber just kill his own MG? He's like, I need the manpower.
That's not what that explosion was.
Yeah, he's killing his own MG, look at it.
What a legend. He's got more MGs than he needs. Surplus to requirements. He's selling them.
One. Yeah. Doesn't even kill that. I suppose you can wait for it later if he needs to.
Right, reconnaissance from Hans. Come on, Hans. Get back into this, big man. You've got a lot of work to do, but we believe in you. You can do this. Make this a big series.
Yeah, he's got this opportunity now while the recon's up in the sky because he can take advantage of what's going on.
Oh, he's targeted the MG, but he could pick up the Gren on retreat. He gets a lucky Gren wipe there. That might help. Jackson versus Brummbär in the north.
Might help indeed. See him cycling MGs into the VP here. The advantage of having so many.
Yes. Oh, Sherman's been found out against the Panther. Who can help him? Jackson's in the north trying to target that Brummbär. In the meantime, Sherman looks like he might get away. Meanwhile, Puma's pushing in. There's a Sherman and a Jackson. This could be a good engagement. Brummbär gets some health damage on the Jackson. Gets a traversal issue. Puma's down. Can the Brummbär kill the Jackson? He's targeting him. What a kill!
Looks like the Sherman's going to go down in the south as well.
Oh, he's pushed the pack
and now the
up,
Panther's coming in for the kill. Oh, brutal.
Go on, Hans. That was a good try, but
really good try actually. I mean, he's got a VP and he's killed a lot of Jibber's infantry actually. If you look at the top right, he's down quite a lot.
Yeah, but seems like Jibber just does enough to when he wins, when he knows he's going to win, he just pushes the button. You know what I mean?
Yeah, he does. He's got that sense about him.
Tank onto Brummbär, but it's good. It was a good play by Hans at times, especially at the start. I thought he was winning again quite well at the start, but Jibber just he's a bit of a monster at the moment. Doesn't go away, does he, easily?
No, he's definitely sort of honed his late game ability. We saw in some of the previous tournaments that have gone on recently that he has this great ability in the start, and then it kind of fell off where he didn't quite know what to do. But it seems like he's solved that problem, and he's now operating on all cylinders.
Absolutely. Let's just quickly show the stats. It wasn't as epic of a game as game one, so I won't do the full stats, but there they are anyway. And Brummbär killed 4 vehicles that game. Tank Hunter Brummbär, holy crap.
I wonder if something like the MGs and the AT guns count as vehicles or something like that.
Oh, it must be, yeah.
Because I don't remember it killing 4 vehicles.
Well, let's go and ask him. Mr. Brummbär, how many vehicles He says he killed 4. I'm going to believe him. He's quite intimidating, you know. He's a big fat fellow.
Is he looking at you with his one eye?
Never look directly down the one eye of a Brummbär. It'll steal your soul.
It's actually a giant Hoover.
Oh, God. It's like a Dalek or something. What is that? It's horrendous to look at. That should be your... That's definitely our YouTube thumbnail. What do you reckon, chat? The one eye of the Brummbär as it stares at us menacingly. No, James, don't go there, son. That's genuinely
terrifying.
It's I'm gonna get removed off YouTube if this red Brummbär is our thumbnail. I think.
It's angry and it's looking at you.
Yeah. There's so many jokes I want to make. I'll only make the joke.
We're looking
I'll
for
type it in
sponsors,
chat
aren't
as
we?
well. We're looking for mega sponsors, so I'll type it in chat and I'll just say it to as we roll out. Say it to Finny. Whoa. Clinker's not seen GCS2. Don't tell him who wins. Just go back and watch it. It's the greatest tournament of all time. You will not have a bad time watching GCS2.
Hello and welcome to this game 3 of a best of 5. We've got down here in the south our two-time winner of the series, Gibber, playing OKW, facing off against his opponent in the north, the legendary Helping Hands, playing one of his favourite factions, if not maybe his favourite faction, the Brits. It's been an interesting series so far, hasn't it, Hey?
It bloody well has, because in that game 1, Helping Hands looked like the hands of old, and Gibber, to be honest, looked like he'd underestimated the fellow. But then in game 2, it was business as usual. Gibber pretty much weathered the early storm of Hans' USF, being really high micro, and then just calmly, methodically beat him up. But now we've got a spanner in the works. Someone's writing this script, because this is interesting. We've got that famous Helping Hands tournament Brit play, which is, you know, it's synonymous with the guy. He won tournaments with this faction when no one else was playing this faction. So, yeah, let's see what he can do today.
Let's see what he can do. Indeed, I mean, this faction's very, very strong if used well. I mean, they're kind of a bit of a meme at the moment, but Helping Hands' playstyle suits them so well. This cover-based sort of wall of infantry that can move out with support weapons. So let's see how he can make it work on a map which is traditionally more in favour of the closer quarter fights. We've got a 3 infantry section start from Hands, which is pretty standard, but we've got an interesting choice from Gibber of the OKW, which normally you'd go for an austere build against against Brits. Maybe utilise that sniper, but we've seen Gibber do something a bit different here.
We'll have to see. We've got to push on this heavy cover wall. Hands backs behind it, and he's going to hold the line for now. He's going to retreat one Tommy back to base. The base is quite close on Faymanville, so they won't be out of the battle for a while. And it's going to be the UC next. So 2 Tommies UC versus Folks Kubel.
Yeah, a bit of a mirrored build here, actually. And interesting to see that Gibber didn't lose any units, and it's kind of the reverse of what you'd normally see with Brits, the ones that are hard to take models off of.
I'm going to have to recheck the rules, guys. I'm sure Gibber knows them better than I, but I thought they had to swap Axis allies every game. Maybe not. Maybe game 3, the coin toss loser gets to decide who picks first. Maybe it's a reverse of game 1, actually, which means why we've had allies twice for Hands. So you can check that out, ! Rules in chat. I'm sure Gibber's read them recently. I created them myself, and I've forgotten them. Forgotten my own rule set.
I don't want to go too political, but is your name Boris?
I don't know, but I'm having a birthday party, and you're all invited. Right, Universal Carrier, of course, wants to get that juicy Vickers, but can't quite yet. Kubel backs away, and the SWS was just crushing some things, I believe.
Yeah, I think this is a map where it's going to be quite handy to crush a few fences to just enable your units to move around a bit more easily. I'd like to see him use it to push around some infantry, but it looks like he's just going to go for that tech. He's got a bit of manpower in the bank, he probably needs it sooner rather than later.
So we've had a reversal of map orientation now. Hands are going to go north fuel, and Gibber will go south. So we have a marooned rifleman in a Rorke's Drift scenario, just battling up against a horde of Zulus.
The new platoon command post is ready.
Yeah. We've got this sort of weird situation where Gibber doesn't have any map control, but he's kind of cut off Hands, and so Hands doesn't have any income. Looks like the people might be forced off though, and UC is going to successfully evade the Shrek.
Yes, the Shrek that looms in right now, just showing off some of the areas of reworked Faymanville that myself and K-Pen worked very hard with tournament player feedback. It's so good to have been able to iterate on a map so much in the last 2 years, Finn. And unfortunately, we can't get it put in auto match. This is such a better version. Oh, he's just shot the demo. Hans just shot the demo, meaning no one can get the med pack. That's the first time I've seen it happen.
Well, he's done his research.
He's done his research. Thank you, Hans. He shot the demo first time in a tournament. The bridge has collapsed. Oh man, I wish I caught it on camera.
I think all maps should have a secret sort of healing stash somewhere. It's quite a fun little mechanic.
Especially if there's a bridge with demos.
Precisely, yeah. He doesn't like seeing things blow up.
Right, UC's only got 1 kill so far. The Vickers is upgraded on it. Hans has had the Northern Fuel for a while. The Folks Grenadiers and Stern Pioneer combination are hunting down the Tommies, forcing them back to base. And he's gone bolster on his Tommies. That's surprising.
Yeah, early bolster. It will give him a bit of a power spike. But it does cost fuel, means his AEC might be a bit later, but he might not need it if... Because, well, Jibber's had pretty bad map control, actually, so far in this game. He's been having good fights, but he just hasn't been able to cap the map on the back of those, and so his flat track might be a little bit delayed.
Certainly might. Right, I mean, it's the Royal Engineers that have been doing the dirty up north. Maybe Jibber would have pushed for the cut-off, but he's quite low on health, and I think he might have been shot at quite a lot if he'd done that, so he's just had the status quo for a while. Jibber was just building something momentarily and then cancelled it. I wonder what he was thinking there. Flak, I assume.
He built a flat, cancelled it, put a Raketten in, cancelled that. I wonder what his... Yeah, I think... So his build is basically spam the Jaeger light infantry, which is obviously very effective against the Tommies. So I wonder if he's just going to avoid the flak half track entirely. I think it might be quite a good idea if Hans goes for a an AEC anyway. This is kind of going to be a little bit invalidated.
Yeah, Rakettenwerfer after double JLI build. Very interesting. A lot of people in chat are appreciating that. They think it's good against Tommies, just like Finn does. I'm not, I'm sure they're good against Tommies, but 5-man Tommies are like badgers. They're difficult to get rid of.
First-hand experience with badgers, do we?
Oh yeah, swarming with badgers in Stoke-on-Trent. We've got an infestation.
I've never seen a badger in real life.
Never?
No.
Because you live near London.
I live in London, yeah. I mean, it's,
Oh, in London itself. I'll tell you what, when you come to Stoke, we'll do some casting and I'll show you a badger.
Sounds so weird, doesn't it? The Badger Sanctuary in Stoke-on-Trent. Yeah, we've got Jibber really pushed back into base. It seems like his build is a slow burner and he's not going to get the full dividends from it until later.
Right, Vickers is going to do a good job of helping these Tommies take good green cover positions. And this is it with Feynman. You've got these big... Oh, he's going to go to get rid of those sandbags. The big heavy cover wall here is great fallback position, so you can never really push your opponent off the map completely if they take precautions.
Yeah, exactly. And Hans managing to find a small patch of green cover here for his Tommies, but will get pushed off by the Stern Pioneers.
And they get suppressed. I tell you what's double fuel for Hans right now. Is the comeback on? Are Brits the way forward?
There might be. I mean, if Brits have the ability to get a Cromwell out super quickly, and if Jibber doesn't get some map back pretty quickly, we might be facing a very short game.
ISG next for Jibber, a common weapon against the Brits who love to stand behind cover. More than other factions, slightly more.
Yeah.
Well, everyone loves cover.
Yeah, everyone does. I mean, it's quite good because most of the fighting happens quite close to your base on this map, and there's a lot of cover positions, so it's definitely a good move to go for it.
Nice.
I'm just now existentially worried that this Cromwell's going to come out and smash Jibber's forces.
Existentially worried. I see. So you're a Jibber fan. We found him.
Yeah.
He hasn't showed bias for the last 2 hours of casting, but he's finally revealed his hand.
Well, I want a good game, you see, AE. I'm going to use your excuse. I just want a good game. That's all I'm saying.
Oh, yeah. Every time I'm always like cheering on DevM or Aimstrong. No, guys, I just want a good game. Oh, no, you see, going to hit mine. No, reverses away. Bit of premonition there. Perhaps. The Minesweeper, by the way, is in the north. Actually, sweeping for mines in the centre, so he's going to miss that one. Hopefully for Hans, his Tommy triggers the little platelets of destruction.
Oh, it's coming up again.
Oh.
Doesn't kill the vehicle when it's got the... I think it's when he gets the MG upgrade, it gets slightly more health.
I was going to say, yeah, he gets only a small amount, but just enough to survive a mine.
Yes, indeed.
That feels a little bit unfair compared to a Talon mine, doesn't it?
Yeah, I suppose it's only 30 munitions, though.
Remember the clutch mines that Talisman laid as OKW and GCS2. He looked like he was up against it versus Love Nest, and then a mine brought him back in. Memories there of the last time we had a live tournament. ISG's effect on target immediately reducing the Tommies to near nothingness in health.
Yeah, taxing Helping Hands micro there by hitting several squads with pretty effective munitions at the same time. We've just had a correction as well. Sidewinder informing me that it does have that health by default and will survive a mine anyway. So
oh, okay, fair enough. The thing is with me and Findeed, we do know the game. We've just been around for so long, we forget bits of it.
Plus, I was never particularly good at remembering the stats anyway.
Top 10 player talking there. JLI's forced away. Folks Grenadiers return. The Vickers can't set up in time. He's going to have to retreat. Meanwhile, Jibber's beginning to push in the north. He's beginning to gain in confidence now, and his units are starting to show that.
Bring down some tripwire flares, not the explodey kind. I think they're just vision.
It's always confusing, isn't it?
But hitting a mine himself.
Yes, he does. 2 men down on that Jaegers in the north.
And capping the mid VP with the LEIG. Thinks better of it. We'll back out.
Yeah, victory point wise, Hans has romped into an early lead here.
He has, but I think that may be virtue of the fact that Jibber delayed getting infantry in order to get to Jaeger light infantry squads. And I think he's probably going to be going for a over squad next. Floating manpower, and he's getting his tier 3 up.
For those that are wrestling fans, that was WWE camera work there, where you zoom in a little bit every time somebody punches each other. It's nauseating.
Haven't watched WWE for a long time, not since it was called WWF.
Ah, it's because you're a man of culture, indeed.
I wouldn't say that, but maybe not a wrestling fan.
Right, yes indeed. JLI's get on the retreat path of these Tommies.
An anti-tank gun has taken the field.
And Vickers repositions. Stern Pioneers. Look at the ISG constantly getting little bits of health damage here and there. Another mine detonates, by the way. Hans with the mines this tournament so far has been excellent.
Yeah, he's got excellent telemine placement. He puts them in really unusual, unexpected places, but still places that you might send your vehicle.
Yes.
Good work.
Finds place. It's almost like it's what you would do if this game was an esport. It'd all be about trying to find difficult to spot mine places that vehicles frequent.
Definitely. I mean, there's little weird things as well you can do, like putting them behind trees and bushes, so that even if they get spotted by a minesweeper, you won't see them on the screen.
Do you know what that might be? Because people might not want to hear this, but because Hans rotates camera, he might find places that you wouldn't usually see from default or think to place in default.
Yeah, exactly. I mean, you can really take advantage of that with demolition charges as well. You can put them behind buildings, and if you know they play with standard camera, you know where to hide them.
Exactly. In the north, the UC gains its second Pippa veteran, seen its 3rd kill. In the south, Royal Engineers have got a torrid retreat path.
So we've got 2 units in the build, and I mean, I'm going to enjoy both of them. We've got a Goliath on the field now for Jibber, and we've got the Cromwell coming in. Not as early as I thought it could be, but it's still pretty early, before the Panzer IV by quite some long way.
This Goliath deserves a name. If you're a Master League Patreon and you've donated to these tournaments, I think Findeed is as well, you're allowed to name it. So first person to name the Goliath and be a recognised patron of the league, you get to christen him for the cast. We're waiting for you. Richard, Rachel says. His name is Richard the Goliath, and he is mighty, he is large, and he is in charge. So, well, he's not large, actually, he's rather tiny, but he'll have a larger impact on the game, possibly.
He's got a big heart, hasn't he?
Richard the Goliath
he's
heart.
chasing the tank, look at this.
Richard the Goliath heart's going in. He wants this retreat path on the tank. The Tommies have spotted him, however, and it's not going to end well.
Nope. Does take down the house, but I'm pretty sure that was helping Jibber, so backfires.
Oh, we had big plans for Richard.
Yeah, I'm afraid Richard is dead. We're gonna have another opportunity if Jibber makes another one. So I think we should all root for Jibber making another Goliath.
And Rachel's got that childhood experience of buying the gerbil that died in a week, repeating in her mind over and over again. Richard's in a shoebox now. Anyway, back to the casting. The Vickers is under a lot of pressure from the ISG that has been the MVP of Jibber's army so far. This ISG has been monstrous. May only have 3 kills, but the health damage speaks for itself. Already at 2 pips of veterancy. And it's been really pushing Hans off balance.
It has. It's basically been the sniper of the OKW today. Just sitting in the middle and then just, you know, shooting at anything it wants.
Oh, folks just had a huge salvo against them. And the Raketin forces away the UC. And meanwhile, the Tommies push in. And we've got Mandos on the field, reinforcing as fast as they can.
My favourite unit, actually, in the entire game.
Yeah, me too. I love Mandos.
He does what I do as well, which is bring them in. I don't put them into a building or anything. I just bring them in quietly into my own base, and then I'll probably put them on stealth, you know, hold fire and sneak them around, so you don't even have any idea that I've got the unit.
Mandos versus Obers. I tell you what, there's some Company Heroes fans that are writing this script right now because it's all our favourite units.
Yes, indeed. I mean, I think this game was played by committee, right?
It was certainly written by one. Well, it's definitely got to have Mandos in if we want it to be the game of the year. Okay, Mandos, yeah, we'll get that in somewhere.
Non-standard factions as well. We want to see something different.
Oh, definitely. JLIs reveal themselves, and the Tommies suffer because of it. Meanwhile, let's keep an eye on these Mandos. They've gone north, they're capping the victory points, so something's going to get a rude awakening when it goes there. We'll have to keep an eye out for that, Finn.
We will indeed. We've got a Panzer IV in the build now as well for Jibber, so he's going to be able to equalise the tank situation, at least for now. Do you know what I'd like to see, actually, is once Jibber realises that the Mandos are there, using the sort of, what is it called, the booby trap feature, so that when these Mandos go on these points, he gets revealed and damaged.
Oh, that'd be good, yeah. Schwer shows its location, forces away a Tommy squad, but Hans is in a decent position. How's this Cromwell's impact on the game been for you, Finn?
I think, despite the fact that it's only got 2 kills, what it's done is it's allowed him to be really responsive to sort of threats across the map and giving him map control despite not really doing any killing, if that makes any sense.
Yeah, it really does. I was going to say it's not been that good, but I think you're right. It's been patrolling and just giving him some pressure. Amazing pyrotechnic Tommies there. I have to say that is a genius move with the coordinated fire. He's deleted the strongest cover that Jibber had available. That's a fantastic move.
I think it definitely is, and because you kind of constantly want to be in this sort of central area, having the ability to just bombard it at will, it's going to be pretty strong, I think.
Shreks force off the Cromwell for now, but the UC that's still available comes into view, but there's a double Raketenwerfer for now, and they can fire through this head. She's tracking him, trying to keep vision. Oh, and it was just a whisker away.
It was indeed. I think what do you want to see from Hans right now? He's in quite a good position. He's not won the game by any stretch of imagination, but he's got a chance. What do you want to see?
Well, knowing that the Panther's coming next, if you asked me and I didn't know about the Panther, I'm definitely going to say Comet. Save the Comet and get the Comet out. But he's actually going to go Land Mattress, which is just classic Hans. But I'm not so sure. It's a big answer to the ISG, isn't it?
It certainly is, and it's a good unit on a map this small, but I'm just not sure. I mean, there's 2 Raketens and an ISG, but everything else is quite mobile infantry squads. I'm not sure it's going to be... I'm not sure it's the answer. No,
it's the answer versus Wehrmacht, but versus this mobile OKW with 5 infantry squads, 6 counting the Stern Pioneers. Yeah, not too sure about the Land Mattress, to be honest. It'll be okay. They're never terrible.
No, indeed. I mean, yeah. Elpin saying Panther is the worst choice here. I'm not sure. I mean,
the Panther's not a great choice either, is it? I mean, let's face it.
Yeah, I think the Panther's... Jibber's probably got this build, down. Both Raketens missed the UC there.
Yeah.
But I think Jibber's probably practiced this build and thinks what I need is a Panther in this build usually. Oh.
Yeah, Rakettenwerfer down. We lost a gun crew. Panther pushes in. Cromwell exposes itself. Where's the 6-pounder when he needs it? Meanwhile, Tommies try and fight off against the JLIs. We've got more of the buggers coming in, but they're rushing to rocket fire. They take the Rakettenwerfer at the last possible moment. That's great play there.
It is great play there, and he's going to probably win some map control on the back of this. Finally, he's been stuck in this corner, as we often see with Axis players. I think, to answer my own question from earlier, I think Han should probably go for a second AT gun and then stall for Comet, or maybe even Churchill would be quite interesting.
Panther just destroying bushes. Yeah, he's going to go for a second Cromwell. Interesting. He'll definitely need another 6-pounder, surely.
I think so. Just a shout out as well. I mean, Hans hasn't used his commandos at all this game.
No. In fact, just as you say it, they're now coming down from the northern victory point, revealing themselves to the hidden JLIs.
We might see exactly what I was suggesting.
Oh, they hit the ball. Well dead by Findeed. They could die now.
Excellent move. You saw him preemptively get out of the circuit to the bomb kill. I like that.
Findeed, are you sure you're not in communication with Jibber Jabber Jobber?
We have a telepathic communication, if that counts.
Yes, it does. You're not allowed to come to GCS anymore.
It doesn't matter, I'll be there anyway if you Jibber.
Here comes the second Cromwell. Rakettenwerfers are going to be a thorn in his side. They really are.
Yeah, I wonder if maybe Hans has gone for this double Cromwell because he wants to dive. He doesn't want this game to go long anymore.
It's going to be... It's easier said than done, though, isn't it? And to dive like that when there's so many units around, the Rakettenwerfers are going to stay in a decent position.
Yeah. I mean, I suppose there's only 2 Fausts. I mean, there's 2 Fausts, which is probably enough. But if he gets the 3rd Cromwell and he can get around the Rakettens by using the land mattress, he might be in with a chance with a good dive.
Yeah, the Mandos now, with their 35 reinforcement cost, have gotten back to 5-man squads, so that was a very costly booby trap. 4 times 35, which is 140, I believe.
Yeah, and just, especially because they've been on the field for a long time, eating up income, but not doing anything. I mean, you could say it was there securing that right-hand side, but Jibber just didn't in any way challenge them.
Cromwell reverses away. Land mattress is firing on the general area of his enemy, not really having much effect on target. 6-pounder and Cromwell are the Panthers' foe in the west. And he's weathered the storm here, but what this is going to allow is the Commandos and Brendup Tommies to push in, and that's a big problem for these JLIs.
Yeah, it certainly is. They're not going to be able to fight this at close range. They need to sit in cover and far away. This is
could be a light gammon bomb in the future for some of these squads. Cromwell pushes back in. This is a big moment, Finn. Panthers going for the crush. Commandos push forward.
They certainly do, and Jibber deciding that he can't afford to lose the field presence of these Rakettens and staying in there.
Here come the Cromwells. Here come the Cromwells. The Rakettenwerfer was low thanks to a light gammon bomb. Trying to get round the rear side. We've got the Rakettenwerfer down. Out of control goes one Cromwell. Will he push in? He's got a damaged engine. Both Cromwells likely to die now.
Yeah, but I mean, I think that was the right idea, just badly timed, and it's just not worked out for him. He got sort of stuck on some of these bushes, and he didn't manage to get behind the Panther to finish it off, and now he's in a dreadful situation.
He really is. He's got 150 fuel, so it's not all horrendous, but it's looking pretty bad.
Yeah, looking pretty bad. I mean, he's got VPs, he's got a bit of fuel, he's got a bit of time, but that wasn't what he needed to do, really.
And here comes the cavalry. A surge of manpower from Jibber to reclaim all this position. The Commandos are very vulnerable right now. They're not in cover. They're just outside of it.
Yeah, he can't retreat right now. If he retreats, he's dead. He's got to go another way and hide.
Oh, Hans, he's thrown in the towel. He couldn't last it, but he had a fantastic go of it today against Superior opposition. In fact, that Jibber's a Master League ranked player on good form, and he's given it a good go. But 3-0 to Jibber Jabba Jobber.
Yeah, great series here. Hans really, really did give it his all, and it just goes to show how strong Jibber is at the moment.
He really is. GG, well played.
GG.
Yeah, me and Finn were just on about the idea of casting with 3 people. It might be decent to do. I could definitely see myself doing that.
I think it could be fun having all 3 English lads doing a bit of casting.
Yeah, we'll have to do it. We'll have to do it. Me, you, and Ed at some point. I was thinking of it today, but I thought Ed was with his friends.
He is with his friends, right? We're his friends. Yeah.
Yeah, he could have been with us.
Yeah.
What are we going to spend a ebook on? I've got no channel awards. I'll think of one day. Yeah, I didn't practice enough, but Hans, you gave it a good go. And don't forget, Hans, you're not dead. And I know sometimes you don't look at the brackets fully, so I'll explain to you now why you're not dead. Because you still have a chance to get some glory. I kind of may have designed this because Hans was so popular, and I kind of want to give opportunities for people to keep playing in GCS3. Anyway, Hans, you are now through to the losers bracket. And the losers bracket goes to the 5th place playoff, which is a best of 3 on the Sunday of GCS3. We're not doing a 3rd place playoff in this tournament. It's going to be sorry, I can't get my words out. It's going to be a 5th place playoff. Meanwhile, Jibber, let's give him his score, Finn, and push him into the semi-finals.
Great playing there from Jibber, showing he's on good form. Not many mistakes there, despite being against a very perceptive and persistent player. Be interesting to see. So he could be up against Rufero or Lovenest, both very formidable players. Particularly Rufero, I think he's probably the best player there is right now. Just to put it myself.
Oh yes, everyone says that.
I think he's probably the only player who could have beaten me. I mean,
yeah, if you can work it out, Marks, it's Findeed that is talking. He's the one that played Rufero, and that's what the joke is. This is a losers bracket, Ed. It's just that you were not enough of a loser to get into the losers bracket. You didn't lose enough. You were too good.
Yeah, it would have been good to play because the 5th place playoff is going to be live, right, on the day.
Yeah, on the Sunday. That's right. But,
so it'll probably be hangover games, right?
Exactly. We've got a bit of a wait though until we get the Lovenest Rufero loser. So, it's interesting because we could actually do Hans Dutchman sooner, and maybe we could mess up maybe we could put Hans over here or something, you know what I mean, and get this series on at least from an organisational standpoint might be beneficial. But then maybe Hans would probably want to play Rufero over Dutchman. So I don't think he'll say yes to that.
You think so?
That's true.
Oh, I don't know. Yeah.
Yeah, that's
true.
true.
Ask the players. Who do you want to play, Hans? If he's still around.
Just the option, isn't it? Because it's not as official as the this bit up here.
Yeah.
Just
you could make
only
it a round
because
robin and have them all fight each other.
Hey, that'd be good. That'd be good. So we've got Alpern versus GIAA next Saturday. We've got.
It's going to be an exciting game, actually. I think both players have quite an interesting play style, and Alpern's really aggressive, and GIAA also has that ability to just sort of like have that switch go off in his head and go all in.
Yeah. I think Dutchman has hockey next Sunday as well, so I think that might be a good opportunity to think on our feet and be fleet of foot and show some, what's it called, tactical command. Not that there's any verticality to the command whatsoever, but okay, go on, Alpen's got an idea.
Yes.
Alpern made a funny. Well done, Alpern.
I'd like to see it. We should just branch out into all sports, become an esport company, but we just play everything. All the finals are done in some random sport.
But we make crazy rule variations and do all of our brackets and spreadsheets. Great stuff. So I think we might canonise that, guys. You may actually see Helping Hands versus Dutchman next Saturday at this rate, because we're going to be waiting a while. Because the big hold-up is Love Nest said from the very start he had a holiday for 2 weeks, so he only gets back next Sunday, and that's when he'll be playing Refero. Boxing finals.
Okay. Wonder if Refero has been furiously practicing, ready for this big matchup.
He's a competitive fellow, isn't he? He is.
He is, yeah.
And, it's amazing that he took a game off him, to be honest.
Thank you. Yeah, I mean that was a tough game.
Got to get you into cast the Refero. You need to get that. You need to milk it for all it was.
Refero, the amazing play. Look at this.
Let's try a 3-man casting booth next weekend. Then we'll give it a go. Maybe we'll do like whoever can do earlier starts earlier, and then you swap over in the middle bit, and we do some together, and then that'll be quite fun, I think. And let's see if we can organise Hans Dutchman for their semi-final best of 3. For their chance to progress, because that would be better. And thanks everybody for being a part of it. If you really enjoy this kind of content, there is something called Patreon, and that's how we pay for it. The event actually is being paid by the attendees, and the money for tournaments is paid for by the fans. Someone asked, is Relic there? Relic have given me some merch to give everybody. So during GCS3, you will have a pub quiz, which Helping Hands is going to help with, actually, because he concurrently had the same idea as me. And I'll get some other people to read out questions. We'll read 5 questions each, and then it'll be a Google form, and you fill out your answers, you put your address at the bottom, and if you're right, you'll get a Relic merch tin, which I think, Finn, you've got one of, haven't you?
I have, yeah. It's a nice little tin. Be careful where you open it, though, because it's got a lot of messy stuff in there. That's all I'll say. Yes,
I dropped mine all over the place. I had to get the Hoover. But, it's going to be interesting at GCS3 because we're going to have every single attendee is going to get a tin from Relic if you've not got one already. So that'll be like 25 tins of sand. And
you know what? Actually, it's not our place, so let's just go crazy.
Don't let Coolio hear you. I think it's his friend's place. So yeah.
Oh, is it? Whoops.
Alpern, you don't have one. I didn't know that. I thought you would have done. Let's see. Oh, you do have one. You want another one? I see. Very funny. Very funny. It is over today, Krevan. I might just keep the stream running though, because I like to create a buffer zone. Because as everyone knows, I don't like to spend 5 hours downloading from Twitch and then a further 15 hours uploading from my computer to YouTube. I just put everything from Twitch straight on YouTube. It's easier, and it's nice to have a buffer at the end of an alleged best of 5. So. Yeah, Hans needs one. He really does. He's in the doghouse for being too politically incorrect or something. Or I remember what it was. So I won't go into that. Yeah, I remember what it was. He's a very naughty boy.
And you're not the Messiah.
I thought I was. Sorry, Hans. You got to be able to laugh at yourself in this game, I guess.
If you're online, you've got to be able to laugh at yourself, I think.
You have. You really have. Anyway, Finn, it's been a pleasure having you. I'm going to see what the time is, and I'm just going to possibly stream one game just to create a buffer zone, maybe.
Cool. I'll head off, but thanks for the cast, and thanks everyone in chat for not being mean.
No,
I
think you're a welcome addition to the Castoverse. It's great to have your voice. And, we'll see you. I'll speak to you next weekend, and then 2 weekends' time, I'll buy you a beer or 2 or 3 or 4 or 5, and we'll have a good time.
As many as I can drink, right?
Yes, indeed.
No joking. Okay, lovely. Thank you very much. See you all later.
See you in a bit, guys.